Selfie zoom. Face centered. Face centered. Speech off. Speech on. Stop recording video. Face centered. Face centered. Speech off.
Hi guys, it's VLF with Kelly. I'm having like an emotional day. I've had a lot of ups and downs over these last couple weeks. I just chose to stay in the house today because I have literally been running around in this cold weather that I don't like nonstop for weeks. And things have just not been lining up, and I just keep taking the attitude that God's plan is the best plan for me, and wherever He wants me to be, that's where I want to be. So that's fine. So today is my G baby's second birthday. If you know, you know. If you didn't, she's a preemie, and she was born in 2020, and she transitioned to the heavens in March of this year. So it hurts, and so you just move through it, and you just accept, again, God has the best plan for our lives, and she's celebrating and in the best of care with my mom, and they're all, it's a beautiful thing, right? To be with the Father, it's the best thing. So we move through that and everything. So happy birthday, baby girl. And so then I wanted to tell you guys what happened last night. So this is like a ChitChat story time or whatever. And so I hope I'm not going to get emotional or whatever, but I just want to share with you guys some challenges that I go through as a blind person quite often. And a lot of times I don't talk about it. And so people look at me, their perception of me is jaded. It's not accurate because I keep going. So because I am a person who's resilient and don't spend time and energy talking about all the bad things that happen to me in a day, then it looks like, it's not that bad. Hold on, guys. Yeah, it looks like, it's not that bad. But it is, you know what I mean? We all have our cross to bear, and we all have to just keep going, right? We're faith walkers, right? We're faith talkers, faith movers. And so that's that on that. So this is Triumphant Thursday. So I'm just, becoming, or I'm going to be very transparent with you all, and this will serve, I feel like anytime it's on my spirit to share, it's to motivate and uplift other people, and to have a moment of connectivity, or a moment where we can relate, like, oh wow, she goes through that, I go through that, wow, this is really helpful, right? It's supposed to elevate us. So anyway, so yesterday I finished my tour and everything with University of Houston Law Center. I did post one of the vlogs. So if you're watching this video, then one of the vlogs is available, and then the next half of the vlog should be up this weekend, right? So I had gone, to University of Houston yesterday. I went to Thurgood Marshall Law School as well. They happen to be around the corner from each other. And I did post that one as well too. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what is going on with me, but anyway, so literally, when I'm on my way back home and everything, and I'm having just like these feelings, I'm just like, I don't know what to think, everything that I'm weighing and considering, about just what they offer versus what I need versus long term, and just a lot of things, my expectations, what it ended up being, and so on and so forth. So I hate being like up in the air. I like just checking off boxes and, making a decision. So anyway, guys,
Speech on. Stop face centered. Speech off.
okay, sorry about that, guys. So basically, I don't like, being up in the air about anything. I always want to just make my decision and move on that. And for whatever reason, I'm not able to do that. Like I've toured several schools, You guys know that I've been trying to take this law school admissions test, which is rescheduled again. I got one portion of it done, and I still have to do the other half, the second portion. And so, just like a lot of things is just slowing me down. So I'm like, okay, evidently, I need to wait. I need to be patient. I need to, take a second win. So literally I'm like, Lord, I need to work. Like, I need some income. You know what I mean? Like, there's things going on, there's things coming up. I need some extra, so I start praying. I'm like, Lord, bless the work of my hands. You know what I mean? You're the God of more. Hallelujah. Lord, I need more. You know what I mean? So I'm just, speaking the word, and I'm start calling around different places to see what's going on. If you all know, if you've watched my videos in the past, then you know that I'm a licensed medical massage practitioner, bilingual Spanish. So that's one of my trades, right? I've been in that industry for like 7 years. And so I did a lot of review videos on different places I work, like massage chains and things like that. And I give you guys my opinion on working for yourself versus, having an employer and all that. And so anyhow, over the years, like, I've taken a real beating in that field. It's just been a lot of lows. And I just took that as a sign, or, God telling me, like, this is not for you. Like, I don't, I'm not in support of this for you. This is not how I want to use you, and so, and also for the protection, like everything that's going on, like, no. So anyway, I come across an opportunity for an event, and the event starts today. And so I put in for this event. And if you all are familiar with they have these poker conventions. So they're 24 hours, and they can go on every 7 days a week for like 3 to 4 months. And so I found out about them in Vegas. Like 3 years ago, I found out about them in Vegas. I was there for a training. I met a couple of girls that lived in Vegas, and they were working the convention in between coming to the training class. So anyway, we exchanged information, and I planned on doing that in the summers. But of course, we had, the pandemic. And so then, of course, life changed. So literally, this opportunity comes across my phone, and, I put in for it, and the girl calls me immediately. Like, I'm talking about within an hour of me putting in for it. And it said like urgent hire, immediate hire, blah, 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 blah. So, I literally get the call, and the girl has this name, and I'm like, wow. She's like, well, tell me about yourself. And I'm like, okay, cool. And now I had called up to the venue before I even submitted for it, and I talked to the nicest guy there, and he was like pretty much giving me the feedback, like, of the environment, what was going on, and how it would go, because it just depend on, if the people like you there, then you're gonna do good and whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he told me the name of the girl, and I was like thinking in my mind, like, wow. So, because the name of one of the girls I met in Vegas 3 years ago had the same name. So anyway, guys,
Speech on.
literally,
Face enter. Stop. Speech off.
sorry about that, guys. So I'm back. So literally, okay. So I'm saying to myself, like, wow. And I immediately think of this girl from Vegas. So now I put in for it online. I left my name and number with him, asked him to pass it to one of the girls when they came in. And I'm about to go to bed. I took my shower, all that stuff. I'm like in the bed, about to go to sleep. And the next thing I know, I get a call. So I answered the phone, and it was the girl. So she's like, hey, I see that you submitted blah, blah, blah. This starts tomorrow, 24 hours. You could come in tonight, do orientation. Do you have any social media? So I sent her the link to my social media. So she was having an issue getting my text, which was interesting because when I was trying to send her my information, it was like freezing. You know, the line was freezing. So I was like, wow, this is deep. I wonder why it's freezing up. So I just prayed, and then it just unlocked and it sent to her. So while she was waiting to get it, because she was trying to go on my social media directly and it wasn't loading. So then she's like, this is gonna be kind of crazy to say this, but she's like, I don't, she's like, she's like, tell me about yourself. So I told her a little bit about myself. So I was like, it's interesting that you have the name you have, because I met this girl in Vegas like 3 years ago with your same name. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, that's me. And she said, this is gonna be kind of crazy. She's like, I can't remember a lot about 3 years ago, you know, everything that went on. She was like, but the only girl that I remember, she was like, are you blind? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah, come in. This is great. This is right on time. I need you. I mean, this conversation went so extra good, especially for me, because it's comforting when I know somebody, like they know me, they've dealt with me before, like some level of familiarity, you know, that made me feel good. I'm like, okay, great. So she's like, well, what time do you go to bed? Can you come up here, orientate? Maybe you want to work tonight? You can if you want, you know, all of that. So I'm up like full of like, okay, I'm not going to bed. Let me get, you know, some carbs in me. Let me get something to drink. Like, let me get up. So you guys, literally, I ran around town. I found a Ross that was still open, because mind you, we had this conversation at almost 9 o'clock at night. You know, now I'm getting up. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can find some yoga pants. Where, you know, do I have some black socks? Do I have some gym shoes? Like, you know, because we're doing chair massage. That's what you do at poker events. You do chair massage. So literally, guys, I found a Ross that has some closed-toe, some gym shoes. I got to Ross at 9:58. They closed at 10 p.m. The lady who was holding them for me, I had to bang on the door to get the security to let me in there. I get the shoes. I come back home. Mind you, I'm catching a lift to do all this, okay? I come back to where I'm staying, and so that was like, what, 30 something, $40 to do that. Okay, I washed a hoodie that I borrowed from my nephew, and dried it, all of that, threw this whole outfit on, packed my bag, and literally when I was checking the distance of where the place was from where I am, it was like really close, like 16-minute drive, and it was only gonna cost maybe like $11, something like that. No more than $13, okay, when I was checking. I even think I saw like $9 if I was willing to share the ride or something like that. You guys, so literally, she tells me like she has a few things she needs to do, so don't rush over. Just come in like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So for me, that's like 11 o'clock. So it's like 10 something, almost 11. I'm like, okay, let me go get my shirt out the dryer. You know, I'm gonna go over there. So literally I pick up the phone to start ordering it, and she called like, hey, where are you? I'm like, okay, I'm coming right now. Why did the price go like to $50, $60, $70, $90 on Lyft? Okay, and I was able to get some type of special where it went down to 33 bucks. So it went from 9 to $13 to $33, because I guess I was ordering a Lyft after 11 o'clock at night. So literally waited like 40 minutes for a Lyft to finally pick me up, take me over there. I get over there at like 12 whatever, and while I'm almost there, she's like, are you here? I'm like, you will not believe how long it just took me to get a lift. I'm like, but I am down the street. She's like, we could have just did this tomorrow. She's like, let me just start going over some of the stuff with you. She's like, it's really self-explanatory, but I've been having issues with different ones, so I just talk about it anyway. She's like, this is what I need. She's just going over stuff. She's like, you really could go home. I'm like, yeah, because these prices are astronomical. And she's like, how much did it cost? And I'm like, $33. She's like, oh, I feel bad. Let me give you some money. She's like, so I'm telling the driver, okay, well, you could just take me back home. So he's like, wow, that's messed up. And then she's like, oh, well, how close are you? He's like, 2 minutes. So she's like, oh, well, just come on anyway. So she's still telling me what I need to do. So then we're pulling up. She's like, okay, well, just come in. So the security at the venue, he comes, gets me, walks me in. So then she comes up to me like, hey, and then immediately she starts telling me, the management was wondering how are you going to do this because it gets really busy in here and I don't really remember working with you last time, and I was trying to figure it out too, and we have a concern, how are you going to, because she was asking me on the phone, like, how would I keep up with who I had, and I said, oh, I just texted, which I do like everything text. So I'm like, if I have Ed table 1 seat 22 and he signed up for 20 minutes, or if he ended up doing 2 hours, I just text it. And then she's like, oh, well, how do you keep up with money? So I'm like, well, I know the values of the chips. I know a black chip is 100. I know a purple chip is 500. I know a maroon chip is $1,000. So I'm like, in the past when I've done events, they just give me a chip. They don't want change. I'm like, that I've never had that experience, So, I know the value of the chip and they don't jip me. I'm like, because there's a culture. Gamblers do not want bad luck. And if I'm doing a chair massage and they're doing good or they like my energy, 9 times out of 10, they don't even change. They don't even swap. Once you get a couple clients, they don't want you touching them and touching a whole bunch of other people. So they're willing to pay for you to be with them for the whole time. And you're doing chair massage. You're not going to stay for longer than 5-6 hours. I've done events before and stayed 8 and 10 hours for 3 days straight, like knowing it's over in 3 days and being a lot of pain, but you could get through that. But you talking about 7 days a week, 24 hours. You're not staying up there past 6 hours. You got to go home, take a bath, go to sleep, rest a little bit, get back up. You'll come back up there maybe like 6 hours later, do another 6. These are like 12-hour days. You're going to split it up and you're just going to keep doing that. And, days are just going to blur past, and you're going to get a lot of regulars. So I just didn't understand how all of a sudden she went from, yeah, come up here. This is heaven sent. This is right on time. I need you. Come on. Then she's telling me, basically going over orientation before because she's like, I'm so tired. I'm just ready to get out of here. Like, I didn't realize how late it was when I was telling you to come up here. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It went from that to I walked through the door and she's like, oh, management is concerned on how you're going to get this stuff done. And I'm like, you asked me to send you my social media 3 hours ago. Like, you exactly know who I am. We already bridged the gap. You already know what time it is. Now, all of a sudden, you don't know how I'm going to get stuff done. And I want to tell you guys something else that was interesting. It was like already this energy as soon as we sat down, and then she was like, oh, let me get you some money. Do you have Venmo? Let me give you some money. I feel bad. And I'm like, I do not know exactly what is going on right now. Now, the guy who answered the phone earlier, he had told me, like, basically it's, a look thing. So, like, if they don't like your look or your energy or what have you, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do good. You won't stick around for long. He already revealed, he was like, not to be shallow or whatever, this and that. He's like, But that comes with the territory. You're touching people, you're in people's personal space. Of course, they need you I mean, all of us. I don't even go to certain massage therapy places because I don't like the environment. Like I need it to be at a certain place in the people as well. I need to have certain confidence. So it's all, I mean, it's relative, and it's a valid statement, and I get all that. But literally, so while I'm sitting there talking to her and everything, and one of the girls comes up to her, like, sit both of us, like, hey, I'm exhausted. I'm drained. She literally said this out her mouth. I'm exhausted. I'm drained. I've been on the same guy for like 2.5 hours. He doesn't want me to stop. He wants more and more pressure. She's like, I'm just going to have to pass the envelope. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. I'm like, pass the envelope? That's just how it goes sometimes. What are you saying right now exactly? Are you saying like you're forfeiting payment because you have to draw a line here and say like, hey, I just been on you for 2.5 hours, like I gotta go? I'm like, I don't know what these ladies are doing or talking about, but I honestly had my mindset and energy not shifted listening to this girl ask me all these weird questions all of a sudden. I would have told the girl, like, hey, I'll take over for you if he's, wants 3 hours more, whatever, and I'll split the bag with you. Like, you can still get your 225. What's your Cash App? What's your Venmo? Whatever. I'll send that to you and then finish him for you. Because that's how it works. When I do events, a lot of times I'm like the only person, one of few, or the people that was supposed to show up never show up because this stuff gets exhausting. It's no joke. Doing chair massage, doing massage at events, we're working through your clothing and all this. Like, this is clothed massage, and these are people that are stressed. Playing poker is stressful, and their muscles are coiled, their backs are like brick walls, and they want that energy. So just listening to her talking about how am I going to be able to distinguish between chips, how am I going to be able to log the clients that I had, I'm like, I'll just text you the list. I'm like, that's easy. I do that all the time. I just talk, text what it is, who it is, whatever table, blah blah blah, and I just text the list to you. And another thing, had the energy not been so baffling, like it just caught me off guard, I would have told her too, you're managing us, so you're not working the floor. You're not, if you prefer having a handwritten list, just walk to each person with me. Okay, hey, you getting a massage? Cool. Eric, okay. Table 2, okay. Chair 22, you signing up for 20 minutes. Come right back in 20 minutes. She's like, how can you keep up with the time? I'm like, and I had my earpiece in my ear. I'm like, I set a timer. You can't even hear it. I'm like, it goes off. I said 10 minutes. Boom. I tell the client, hey, it's 10:08. I'm done at 10:18. And tell them, okay, it's 10:18. You want me to keep going? I mean, I'm not new to this. So I'm saying to myself, like, really? So I left like totally hurt. Like totally hurt. Mind you, this would have been like the first thing I've done all year long in massage therapy. And I'm thinking like this is going to be a blessing because I beyond need the money. Like, I'm still taking care of a lot of things. I'm not even going to talk about that. But it was just like, wow, and then the price kept surging on Lyft. So every time I'm trying to order it, it's doubling, tripling. Like, it was off the chain just trying to leave. It took me like another 2 hours possibly playing around with the app trying to order. Because I'm like, I'm not paying $33 to go back home. I just came up here, spent $80 to do all of this, thinking that I'm about to work, make money, and be back here for I had my whole mind set up that I was going to be working for the next however long. I mean, Thanksgiving is next week, for God's sake, literally 7 more days. We have Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, yep, I'm about to work every day. I'm just about to do this because I have things that's associated with law school that's costing me hundreds and thousands of dollars. I have things associated with my mom and my grandchild that's costing thousands of dollars. Like, it's stuff just being hurled and pulled at me on all different levels. And I actually do want to become a Pilates instructor, and I really want to start my in-studio sessions in January, and it costs $5,000, guys, to do that. It's a $4,750, and even though I'm already in the world of physical medicine, a licensed professional, and that gets me exempt from a lot of the study, like the physiology, anatomy, different things, parts of it, I still have to do my hours. I still have to do self-practice. I still have to do observation hours, which I said I was going to do a video with you guys. And they have some payment plans, which are nice, but it still breaks down to like $600 a month. So I have to get that up. Like, I have to get $600 a month up while completing this program. So I just thought, like, wow, this poker event came right on time. I know the girl that's so super cool. This is going to be great. I'm going to get my money for Pilates. I'm going to finally pay off some things for my mom and my grandbaby. I'm going to get my attorney some money. I'm going to get, like, I'm just checking all these boxes off in my mind. Like, praise God, praise God. I'm going to get this money for law school. I need a new laptop. Like, it's just stuff I need to work with a trainer. And I met in the vlog, you guys are gonna see, I'm not even gonna spoil it for you all, but in the second part of the vlog, I met this amazing person that can train me on technology, and that's gonna help me here because I want to do better on my YouTube videos, on my editing. I want to advance here. I really enjoyed this. So anyway, guys, I got up this morning like, you know what, put on a happy face, you know, make peace. God has the best plan for your life. Clearly, he's got a way better plan. That's just not where you belong, not in that environment. I don't know what was going on. I take it like a protection. But you know, I also have the attitude like, don't try to come back, because what people will do, they will do those types of things to me, and then they want to come back, you know, when it gets rough, when people are not coming to work, when you're getting desperate, when you're tired, when you start realizing what I said makes so much sense. Oh my gosh, why didn't I keep her? Why did I? You know, the girls themselves need chair massage. That's something that I offer too. Like, there's people that's at the convention playing poker that would prefer to get a chair massage away from the table, so they'll take a break off the table. And I told her about that. I said, when I've done the events before, I've had a stationary setup where each person could just come over and get a chair massage. And then I've also been where they just put me with the next person, like, okay, go over here, take over this person. Because she's paying an hourly rate, plus you're getting your tips, right? So in Vegas, when we were doing the event, you were charging the client per dollar, and then you paid out, just like how when strippers, you know, excuse the example or whatever, or not, but just like how strippers, they go in, they pay in to work, and then when they leave, they cash out. Like, they have to tip the DJ, tip the house mom, tip, like, do all these things like that. Well, with the poker event in Vegas, we charged a flat rate. It was like $1 a minute, I want to say, or $2 a minute. And then at the end, you just pay a percentage. So, and it wasn't that much. Like, let's say it was like 20% or something like that. You pay 20% of whatever you made, and then you just keep coming in and you take everything else. So you're the one collecting your own money, which I liked. I thought we were going to do the same thing here, but I really don't care, because when it comes to chair massage, it's all energy. So it's like, if they like your energy, you keeping them up, and you're giving them good, you know, conversation, and they're doing good on that table, whatever you're not making hourly, they'll make it up. They'll give you a chip. Trust me, then the color chip you want. They'll let you pick the chips. You know what I mean? So it was just a trip, guys. Last night, just this morning, technically, rather, just tripped me out on how, once again, the small mindedness of others with the whole. I mean, how do I get a license to practice in 5 states if it's, oh, that, oh, and I'm like, you know me though. That's the part. And I would really love it for you guys to leave it in the comments down below. What do you believe happened in 60 seconds? What do you guys think happened? Where this young lady that knows me looked at my social media, all of that, and literally was orientating me by phone as I'm driving up. It's 2 minutes. I'm literally whipped around the corner in 60 seconds. We're on the phone. She's telling me everything she needs me to do. I walk through the door and everything changed. What do you guys think? And she even sat up there and told me like, oh, I have another girl that's visually impaired as well, but she has like use of all her peripheral, you know, so she's able to still move around and this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know, guys. And excuse my looks and everything like that, but sometimes I just feel like y'all need to just see me, just accept me for who I am. I never do videos without my glasses. I'm starting to think that I'm going to do more videos without my glasses because I'm being told that I have like a lot of discoloration in my face. And it's because like this part of my face is not getting sun. And then like I had burned my face, what was it, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, because I used an astringent pad that was just too strong. So guys, this is what's going on a triumphant Thursday. I'm inhaling, exhaling this situation out. I'm believing that I'm going to start my Pilates self-practice training December 1st. And I'm definitely taking y'all on that journey with me. It's going to be like a 6-month journey from start to finish. I should be doing my first class as far as an independent instructor in May next year, but you do have some teacher training opportunities. I'm gonna see if they'll film me, because we do have like a certain amount of hours that we have to do that within the program. So I'm excited, guys. You know, God's got the best plan, and I'm always in agreement with God, you know, and we all have to be. So let's stay focused, hugs and kisses, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.
Speech on. Stop recording video. Button. Centered. Stop.